Welcome to another episode of Astral Auto Repairs. Can you dig it? Alright. You might want to check out another video we had on this 90 Buick Lesabre Custom. Customer complaint was car just clicks. Diagnosed it, came out to be the starter. This video is specifically for if you have one, you already know what it is, and how to change the starter. So what we're going to do is tell you and show you how to change the starter on this vehicle. Number one thing is jack this thing up and secure it with some jack stands. Definitely want to get some jack stands. And we're going to do that right now. Alright? Let's get to it. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is come over here. We're going to disconnect the negative battery terminal. What I have here is an 8mm 1/4" drive socket. 5/16 will also do the same. And let's just take this off. And once you take it off, get this strap out of the way, man. What the heck? Once you take this off, you want to be sure that it don't come back into place and connect to that battery. All right. So we're gonna make sure by push this to the side, tuck it somewhere, something. You know, you want to make sure. All right. Now you can jack up on this vehicle. You can jack up either side. I'm going to jack up the driver's side. Got my hydraulic jacket there. I'm gonna jack it up and set the jack stand up under it. All right, let's get that done. Right back. Okay, we're up under the vehicle, and as you can see, I got my hydraulic jack there, and I got a heavy-duty jack stand too. I like to keep the hydraulic jack there, you know, just for added security. All right, dang it, drop the water on me. Let's get to this starter. Here we go, right here. Here's our starter. The first thing we're going to do, we got a 5/16 or 8mm bolt right there, nut right there, and a 1/2 inch. Look at this. Matter of fact, look at this. The whole solenoid is shaking. You see that? Yeah. All right. So let's get our. That's just the same socket that we did to loosen up, to take off the negative terminal. So let's take off this. What the heck, man? Let's take this off. This is the starter wire, the ignition wire. This is coming from the ignition switch. Alright, we got that off. Now we get the 1/2 inch nut up there. Let's take that off. You can see I like to use latex gloves. You know, latex gloves can be very expensive when you go to the auto parts store. But we order ours online. We can buy them by the case. And it's a lot cheaper. Alright, let's pull this wire down and hang it down here. The next we got it's called an inspection cover. It's a plastic, can't see it with all the oil on it. But we got a 10mm bolt here. And up under here, we got one right there. And one right there. So what I got here is a 10mm deep. This looks like about a 2-inch extension. This is 1/4" drive also. Let's get our 1/4" drive ratchet. I mean, you can use 3/8 drive also. I like the 1/4" because it gives me a lot of swing, a lot of play to it, and especially with this. And I can't do that with the starter, but so we're gonna take off this bolt. This one and that one right there. Alright, take those 3 bolts out and join me when you're done. Right back. Okay, we took the 3 bolts out. Now we're going to take this cover and just it'll come out of there. Just got to pull down on it and make sure there's not another bolt up there. Dang it, looks like it is. Looks like there's 4 bolts holding this on. Oh, wait a minute. No. Just stuck up there. There we go. You can just bring that to the side like that if you want. It'd be easier to put back in. But let's just take it down. There we go. Alright, take that shit like that. Now, let's get to our starter bolts. I'll be right back. Okay, our next part is I got about a 12-inch extension here. And what I got here is, let me sure I got the right side. I got a 15mm universal socket. I'm not gonna say you definitely need one, but it'll be a lot easier because, see, you got a bolt right here, and straight down, it's right at the frame, right? You know, that's gonna be kind of difficult. And then let's get up under here a little bit. You got the second bolt. Wash my hands, get my hands dirty over here. The second bolt is right there. Hopefully you can see that. Let's back this camera up a little bit. Yeah. Alright, so with the universal, now see that bolt right there? I can come up here like this, grab it, and my ratchet is out here. See that? I can pop that loose. But what I'm going to do is go up here and get the other one first since it's behind. As you can see, I'm right here, got my extension down, and I'm going to pop that loose. So I'm going to have to set the camera down, and I got to get me a smaller camera stand so you guys can see this better. But let's I don't have anything to set up, just set this camera up. Okay, let's see if I'm right here. Nope, a little bit more. Let's go up. Let's try to bring this up a little bit more. Okay. One and two. Yeah, I think you can see that. All right. Let's get these bolts out of here. I'm gonna get to my one in the back first. Get all my screws and stuff out of the way. Let's see. All right. There we go. Okay. Now this bolt, there we go, right there. That's number one. And go over here to number two. And when number two starts coming down, that starter's going to start coming down. I've got my hand up under it holding it up, but hey, so starter's no good anyway. So it don't matter if it came down and hit the ground. Alright. See if that starter's out of there. Almost. That's a long bolt. There we go, dang it. This bolt is jamming up in the starter. There we go. Alright, we got the short bolt out. This side is short. Now pay attention in case you have a little spacer. You see that right there? Now it's actually called a shim. It keeps the starter away from the flywheel a certain distance so it don't mess the starter up or mess your flywheel up especially. You don't want to pull this engine or transmission out. So we're going to make sure we put that in with the new one. Alright, so let's back this starter up. And we come right out of here. Now if you notice, look on the back of this starter, you see a lot of stains, a lot of corrosion, like something been leaking onto it. So I'm gonna go up there and make sure there's no antifreeze leaks on it or something, but it was, this solenoid was loose. But, because definitely oil, antifreeze gets up there, it can short the starter out too. Alright, so while I got you here, let's get this, let's go over here and look over here. I see a freeze out plug there, but it doesn't look like it's leaking. Oh, there's some oil. We did do an intake manifold gasket in this, but it looks like old oil. So we're good to go. So let's get out here and wait for Fisher Auto Parts, the best. Alright, I got a bunch of bolts up under here though. Alright, be right back. Alright, Fisher snuck up on me. Dang it, they pulled up. There's the truck. That's their new vehicle. That was Deb driving. It's a nice vehicle. There's our truck, number 23. That's a cool truck. Cool little van. Federated. Alright. We got our new starter. Delphi. It's a Delphi starter. USA Industries. Very good starter. So, what we're going to do first here is, now remember, you have, on the back of these starter solenoids, just in case you get confused, you have two little small terminals here that small wire go to. Hopefully yours is marked, and on these they always are. You're going to look for the S side. You'll see a little S right there. That little wire is going to go right to that terminal. That's a good thing to always remember on these GM starters. Alright, so let's take off the new nuts up here. Where that thing go? There it is. Okay. Alright, let me get on another pair of gloves. And we're gonna put the starter up here. Alright, we'll be right back. Okay, we got our shim here. Now you notice how this shim is made? One side got a hole in it, the other side is slotted. Now don't worry about putting this shim in yet. What you're gonna do, we're gonna put this starter up, and the bolt towards the inside, the long bolt, we're gonna just hold the starter up with that one bolt first and let it hang around. Let me try to set this camera up, and I'm gonna show you how this is done. I'm gonna do this the best way I can because it ain't gonna show right there. Alright, first of all, let's get our starter up in here. Try to get this with one hand in here. And we just ordered us a new camera stand, a small one. Okay, we're gonna get our starter up in there. Put the nose in first, and then twist it and go up. Okay, now we got that just like that. Now what I'm gonna do is take my long bolt, and I'm gonna go on the other side, and I'm gonna start this bolt in the starter and into the bell housing. All right, let's try to set this camera up and get that. See if we can get a good view of that. Okay, I hope that's a good angle right there. The camera's kind of crooked. All right, where the heck is the bolt at? Oh man, it's on the camera thing. Dang it, come on. All right, let's get up under here and get this bolt started. Okay, that's great. Started by a couple of threads. I think I just moved the camera. But now let me show you about this front part. Okay, we're over here. You know what I'm gonna do first is let's go over here and bring this bolt, that long bolt, let's bring it up some. I want to bring that starter up just a little bit more. All right, let's get our 15 millimeter. Go over here. Dang, I can't wait till we get my camera stand. Alright, I just want to bring it up just, make sure it's snug. Now, here's the little tricky part, but it's all good. Where's our shim at? Dang it, let me find my shim and I'll be right back. Okay, now the trick here is that long bolt down there, you want to put that shim, that fork end of the shim, it's got to go right over that bolt. Now, how do you know it's lined up? What you do, I'm used to that, so that's why I know what I did. What you do is get up under the car, and if you look up there, let me see, I don't have my light. I'm not sure how good that's showing, but you can actually see the two ends coming at. I can actually see it. You can see it moving up in there. So I know it's lined up. I want to make sure that stays in place and get our short starter bolt and get that in there. Started by a couple threads. Okay, now let's bring that and tighten them back up. Alright, I'm not going to film the part of me tightening up the bolts. It's difficult to hold the camera and tighten these bolts up, but you get the idea of it. Alright, I'll be right back. And when you tighten these up, you know, tighten up this side just till it's probably just a little touching. Then go to the other side, tighten that up all the way, and then come back so it tightens up nice and even. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, the next step we're going to do is put our covers back. Look, I noticed this cover comes in 2 pieces. It's not broke. I thought it was broke, but it does come in 2 pieces. But what I did notice is on this part right here has a little slot to it. I was like, what the heck is that? So let me get my little handy dandy stream light so I can show you this. Up here between the transmission, right there, there's a 10mm bolt coming out of there. So you know, I see they made it so you don't have to take it apart. So what I'm gonna do is get over here and give me a second here. Alright, got my extension with a 10mm universal socket. I love the swivel socket. I love these little swivel sockets. So we're gonna go up here and we're gonna loosen it up. I'm not gonna take it out. I just want to loosen it up so I can get that cover back in there. Alright. So as you can see, I can get right over here and get perfectly on that. And this thing straighten out. I get perfectly on that bolt. Okay, I'm gonna loosen it up a little bit more. And then we're gonna slide that cover in there. Alright, be right back. And then I got that loosened. What I'm gonna do here is that slot part, I'm gonna slide that up there first. Get it on that bolt somehow, right? And then get this thing up there. Man, this thing's gonna give me a hard time. Just, you know, with this camera, man, I can't. You know what? I'm gonna have to put this camera down. This ain't gonna happen. Let me get that thing in there like that. Alright, you know what? I'll be right back. Let me put this camera down. Alright, it's better when you got 2 hands. And I started the bolts in there. 1, 2. And if you look inside there, come on, light. What the heck? Come on, light. Get on. I gotta get me a new light. There's my light. There's a bolt right there. So, I got that up. Now I'm gonna get my last piece of the cover that goes over here. And get this wire out of the way. And we're gonna stick that right inside there. Just like that. And get our 10mm bolt. It's like self-tapping screws, actually. Okay, let's tighten them 4 up. Let's tighten them up. Alright, right back. We got them tightened up. Now let's swing our battery cable back up under here. Let's hook it up to the starter. Now there's an actual little, I should have showed you this when the starter was out, there's an actual groove on this starter right there. That little tang. We'll go right in there and go up there. And it fits right in that spot. So let's get our, and the new bolt, I noticed it looks like about a 9/16 or something. I'm gonna see that in a minute. Alright, I'm gonna bring that in by hand and still make sure that tang is lined up. Alright, let me see, that looks like a 9/16. Yes, it is. I got a 14mm, but 9/16 is the same thing. Well, 9/16 is just a fraction bigger than the 14, so it's going to be a little tight fit right here. Yeah, tell me if you could put it opposite, if you put it on reverse. Yeah. It's windy out here. Alright, let's tighten that up. And when you're tightening these bolts up, then don't be going super tight now, because you'll mess that solenoid right up. So just till it snugs up and just a little bit more. Alright, next, let's get our S terminal on. And let's see here. There we go, right there. Okay. And this one looks like the new one. Let's see what size this is, since that one was different. Let's try so small. Try 9. See how that looks. How often do you use a 9 socket? Yes, a 9. Alright, let's get that tightened up and try this out. Alright, we'll be right back. Pull my stuff from under there. Dang, it's so windy out here. Don't want to leave no junk in people's yard. Clean this up. Alright, let's get our 5/16 set back up. Where's our little... Here it is. And let's go connect that negative terminal. Let's get this in here. This is, yeah, there's my 8. Alright, let's go connect that negative terminal. Alright, here we are. Let's get this connected. And get this started. Let me set this camera up. Let me, you know how to put a battery post on. Put the battery post on. Let's go start this vehicle. Alright, let's go over here. And got a mess over here. Anyway, the camera stand I just ordered is 11 inches from the ground, so I'll be doing some cool work from under the vehicle. Alright, let's get over here and see what we got. Oh yeah, there we go. That's great. Alright. Set this camera up. Alright, there you have it. How to change a starter, 1990 Buick Lesabre Custom with a 3.8 engine. If you have any questions, we're pretty good at responding back to comments. We like that. We can dig that. So if you have a comment, just put it down there, and we check our comments all the day. Actually, a lot of times, my wife is with me when we go work on cars, and she's checking YouTube out every 30 minutes, you can say. So, and she'll let me know that somebody commented, and I let her know, what to respond back. So, we're good with that. We'll take care of you. This is Timmy from Astral Auto Repairs. If we can't repair it, nobody can. Y'all take it easy.